Hello, my name is Anna, and I'm going to present today my term project findings and recommendations. My topic is about income disparity between genders, and the question I want to answer is, does the gender pay gap still exist today? I became interested in this topic when a few months ago Forbes magazine posted that women are paid less than men for a company that I work for. I wanted to understand if this topic of gender pay gap is still relevant based on data facts, not opinions, and hopefully make recommendations on possible solutions to close the gender gap. This data story of gender income disparity highlights contrast between male and female average income across different possible contributing factors. Many news outlets continue to argue that gender pay gap is still an issue today. There has been a lot of talk in the media that no matter what the circumstances, gender pay gap is real and continues to be an issue. The purpose of this data story is to highlight contrast between male and female average income by different factors that can be considered to influence pay. In this presentation, income is defined as the income received on a regular basis before payments and does not reflect non-cash benefits. Factors in this context are possible contributors to gender pay gap, such as time, race or ethnicity, location or region, age, and education. In this first slide, the line graph shows comparison of average income displayed over time, decades, between male and female. From this chart, we can quickly assess that there is a gap between male and female income averages throughout time, starting from the 1950s to the current 2000s. In this next slide, the average income distribution for 2017 is shown by gender, and the different colors represent the average income by region. Here, the average income is much lower for females than they are of males. The third slide shows the gender pay gap today by state for 2018. The green represents the states with the lower pay gap, and the blue represents the states with a higher pay gap. For example, California and Florida are states with a lower pay gap, whereas Louisiana and Utah are states with a higher pay gap. In this next slide, the average income is displayed by region for 2017 between male and female. Here, the overall area is larger for males than they are for females, and each area is larger for males than females. In other words, across all regions, the average is much less for females than it is for males. In the fifth slide, this shows a scatter plot demonstrating the relationship of the average income in the past 10 years by age group between male and female. The top of the chart shows the different age groups, the left side shows the average income, and the bottom of the chart shows the years. As the age group progresses, the plots on the chart between male and female increases. The smallest gap is easily seen within the 20s age group. In this next slide, this shows a comparison of average income by education level for 2017 between the different genders. Regardless of the education level, women clearly make a third of what males make across the different education levels. In the last slide, this compares income by racial background between males and females. In all four different categories, average income for women fall under male average income. To summarize our data story, the charts and visuals I just covered highlight contrasts between female and male average income by different factors that are assumed to influence pay. The conclusion is that no matter the possible contributing factors, such as time, region, age, race, or education, there is a significant pay gap between male and females. Therefore, it is safe to assume that the gender pay gap is still a relevant topic today and should be continue to be an issue to solve for the future. In this last slide, here are 3 recommendations based on the data findings covered today. The first recommendation is to have more discussions among different organizations on how to close the gender pay gap. For example, based on the gender pay gap across the US in 2018, the states with the higher gender pay gap should implement and adopt similar tactics or strategies like the states with the lower gender pay gap. The second recommendation is to continue to pay women and men equally as they grow older. Based on the average income by age group between men and women, both genders seem to get paid the same in their 20s, but then gradually the pay difference increases as they age. Companies and organizations can adopt different pay models to ensure both genders are paid equally as they get older. And the last recommendation is to address the gender pay gap regardless of the race or background. For example, based on the average income by racial and ethnic background, Black and Hispanic backgrounds have a smaller pay gap between male and female than that of white and Asian backgrounds. Organizations and businesses should not just invest in diversity and inclusion programs, but also programs within the company that aim to close the gender gap. Thank you.